Yeah. Turn it on in second cast. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm your host Colin Hickey and welcome to LA Outdoors. Now, before I get into talking about the actual video, I just wanted to talk about like what I'm going to do with this channel, how it's going to rerun, and basically why I'm doing it. So, for starters, why I'm starting the channel is basically just because, I bring a GoPro basically every time I either go hunting, fishing. So I got all these videos and I really had nothing to do with them. So it's like, hey, why not just, share them with the world and see what happens and see where it goes. And also now for like material that I'm going to be covering in my videos could range from, I do a lot of freshwater fishing, but in the summer I also do a lot of saltwater fishing. So on this channel I'm going to be covering everything from largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, pickerel, northern pike, stripers for saltwater, fluke, flounders, basically the same thing, porgies, scup, blackfish, bluefish, and all in between. I'll be spearfishing, fly fishing, fishing out of a kayak, fishing from a boat. So, we covering a little bit of everything. I also do ice fishing. I got a ton of video from doing winter lake trout fishing. So, and then also with hunting, I'll be hunting, I'll be covering duck hunting, goose hunting, squirrel, rabbit, pheasant, white-tailed deer. So basically get a little bit of everything. Now, with this video, you saw it before, this isn't your traditional fly fishing, you're going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, This is kind of like, you really have to get a feel for the river, you have to feel the bottom of the river with your line, and you have to, after a while, you start know like what channels in the river the fish start taking in. So, for me, if you see in the video, I think I take between 5 and 6 strands of line out. So, grab it with your hand, extend the elbow, do that 5 or 6 times. And then all you got to do, I have two 1 ounce weights on the end of my fly rod. So, get it out there. And sometimes, literally, you will need to bring like at least 100, or not 100, but like 50 or 60 weights with you if you're going for 2 days, because you will lose so many weights when you're doing this type of fishing. So like when you're tying on your tibbet and your leader, you have to leave like just a little strand at the end that you put these weights on, because if you don't do that, you're going to be losing tons, not, you're going to be losing weights. But if you don't do that, you're going to have to break off your line every time. Now, if you and you have to retie everything, and that's just a ton of wasted time. Meanwhile, if you just put the weights on the little stretch of line after you tie your knot, you'll be able to just yank on it. The weights will come off. Quickly throw 2 new weights on there, and you'll be back in business. So basically, you saw this. Now, sorry about my arm was in the way before, and I think I said my bad about that in the beginning of the video. But you get to see from, I think it's around the 27-second mark or somewhere around there, you get to see how explosive these fish are coming out of the water. Now, the type of salmon that I'm fishing for is a king salmon, chinook salmon, however you want to call it. I just call it a king salmon. But also, like when you're doing this type of fishing, you got steelheads and cohos. Now, these are some beautiful fish, and basically, I think cohos already finished their run. Kings were really what was mainly in, and steels were just starting to come in. My uncle, when we were up there, this was Columbus Day weekend. We had planned this out a little year and ahead that we were going, and we got lucked out because the weather was supposed to be really bad out, so nobody was there. We basically had the place to ourselves, and we were just catching fish. So now I'm going to get into, some other stuff, but I'm going to kind of speed through, because this fish that I'm fighting right now took 1 hour and 6 minutes to reel in. So I'm going to go through the video, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Everybody, I'm back. Now, from this point, from when I was making this movie, I can't really tell from how it's going to upload to YouTube if it's going to be, if the video, when I'm doing the fast forward, is going to be jumpy at all. So, if it is, which I hope it's not, I don't think it will be, I just want to apologize for that. I'll definitely try and work it out next time. But, as I said before, I fought this fish for 1 hour and 6 minutes, and I don't want you guys to have to sit here for 1 hour and 6 minutes and watch the whole thing, because then nobody's going to watch it. So I sped it up 5 times normal speed, so hopefully it looks at least semi-smooth. So on to the matter at hand. Now, one problem that basically every fly fisherman does that you're not supposed to do is have your hand on the rod. For the way the fly rod works is you're supposed to have the rod bend through the handle. And if you have your hand off the handle that's on the actual rod, you run the risk of breaking your rod. And some fly rods aren't cheap. I know my fly rod wasn't cheap, and I would hate to have it break. And especially when when you're upstate and you're away from home, or wherever you're doing your fly fishing, and you're away from home, they overcharge everything at the local tackle stores. So like I know online before we went here, we bought a couple dozen flies to use, and they were 50 cents a piece. You go to the stores at the local shops, and they're between $2 and $4 a piece. So and I couldn't imagine how much a brand new rod would want at a local tackle store. So just keep your hand on the corking. I mean, on the handle. Mine's made out of cork, so it's corking. And definitely help not to break the rod. So next thing, definitely when you're doing this fly fishing, you have to be persistent. For every like 6 fish you hook up with, you're probably only gonna get one, unless you really baby it. And you know what, even if you still baby it, you run the risk of snagging a rock, your line's gonna break. For instance, I almost lost this fish, and that will come up in a little bit. But you definitely have to be persistent. For every 10 fish you hook up with, you're probably only gonna get one. I know my first day I was fishing, I was using, I think, like 8-pound tibbet or 6-pound tibbet, some ridiculously low number, because I didn't have the right strength tibbet with me. So I hooked up at least 30 times, and I didn't get to land one of those fish. It'd be bam, hook up, 2 seconds later, fish is broken off. So, and now another thing, when you're doing this type of fishing, we got lucky and there was nobody at the river. I said before, they forecasted bad weather, and we already had this trip booked a year in advance. So we're fishing rain or shine. So a lot of people chickened out, but we went, and it turned out to be a beautiful 3 days that we were there. So now, for instance, if you were there and there was you have to fight for your spot on this river sometimes. You have to bring out of me. I had a little pack around my chest right below my GoPro. I kept pliers, weights, leader, tibbet, granola bar. I had a water bottle with me. Now, one thing that I will suggest when you're doing this type of fishing is you need the right gear. Me, I didn't have enough money to buy a brand new, because I was just getting into duck hunting at the time. I didn't have enough money to buy, I'm only 18 years old, so, and I didn't have a job, so, I didn't have that much money. So I didn't have enough money to buy brand new fishing waders with the waterproof boots and, the metal studs on the bottom. So I got myself a pair of duck hunting waders, and for me, they worked fine. I'm a young kid, I can, move around, I can fall, and I'll be fine. But, if, you definitely gotta have the right stuff. So if I could say one thing, definitely, the right fishing waders would definitely help. Frog Togs, I know they make great fishing waders. My dad has them, my grandpa has them, all my uncles has them. So, that's definitely a company I would recommend. Alright, next thing. Definitely, I'm going to talk to you guys about this in the next video, how you set up. I can't really verbally express it to you guys, how the rig's supposed to be set up, how you're supposed to be fishing this. So I'll definitely cover that in the next video. And also, probably by now you already saw what happened. Guys, he actually had a coho on, which was very cool. I never caught a coho before. This is, I think, my second time salmon fishing. So definitely semi-cool to see it, but it's not cool to see it when it jumps over your line and you almost lose your fish that you've been fighting for 50 minutes. So I got insanely lucky, and his coho jumped back over the line, and we got to fish another couple minutes before I got this fish landed.
Here we go. Woo! There we go. Oh. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, score. Oh, shit. Thank you. You think you can't swim? Alright. Right in his nose. I'll keep it now. That's what it keeps.
So finally, after an hour and 6 minutes, I finally got it done. Now in the pictures that are coming up, there's a picture of my dad's fish, and the first fish that you'll see of mine was a 35 pounder, and then the second, which took 45 minutes to reel in, and then the second one was a 32 pounder, and that one took, which is the fish in this video, took about an hour and 6 minutes to reel in. So if you like this video, please like the video. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. I'll try and get back to you. And if you want to see more videos like this one, just subscribe to my channel. And have a great day.